him.
Beth's been kayaking because she goes to some exercise guy named MrAdventure. And
is that the guy who sets up those crazy triathlons for those people where they stop and do calisthenics?
I don't know. This sounds crazy. All I know is it just annoys the shit out of me. First of all, he's evidently like the world's best-looking black man. Maybe I should set you up with him.
Oh, God, here we go again.
You want the world's best-looking black man?
Who wouldn't?
MrAdventure is evident.
Adventure.
That's his name, MrAdventure.
I don't want to meet somebody who calls himself Mr. Adventure.
I was thinking of you because I said, is there a Mrs. Adventure? I've never met the guy, but Beth swears to me he's like the best-looking black man on the planet. And maybe the best-looking man on the planet. Who knows? But evidently
why put him in that category?
He's super ripped.
Yeah.
And she carries on about Mr. Adventure a little too much for my taste. But what is
Mr. Adventure up to today?
And I'm like, Mr. Adventure? I go, that's a corny name.
Do you call him Mr. Adventure when you talk to him?
I think she calls him, his name's Orion, but he's Mr. Adventure. And I go, that's kind of smart in a way because there's so many physical trainers out there, and a lot of them are just guys who work out and they don't really know anything. So how do you distinguish yourself in that world? But he's Mr. Adventure. I can't forget the fucking guy's name, Mr. Adventure. So Beth evidently goes. And when she comes home from Mr. Adventure, she's so fucking worn out, she's completely useless to me. Like, we can't bang. Oh, there's Mr. Adventure. That's him.
Oh, he's all right. He's not the greatest-looking black man I've ever seen.
Well, according to Beth, he is. That's Mr. Adventure.
Lamar Moore might have a thing or two to say about that.
Well, evidently, Mr. Adventure. So, like, she'll go work out with Mr. Adventure.
Well, I heard once she went on this race where you biked, then you did calisthenics.
That was Mr. Adventure.
I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Well, this was crazy. So Beth says to me, because she comes home crabby, and she's like I want to make love, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sore from Mr. Adventure.
She's physically exhausted.
Yeah, right. I go, well, what good does this do me? It's one thing to work out. It's another thing to be so fucking wasted from Mr. Adventure that you can't
do anything else.
I want to fuck. I'm on vacation.
It's supposed to help you enjoy your life, not be your life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it becomes her life because, I don't know, she's gone for like 2 hours with Mr. Adventure. Her and her friends go.
Right.
So I said, well, what do you do with Mr. Adventure? And so this is crazy. First, he puts her in a kayak. And she has to kayak to the class, wherever he teaches.
Okay, the class is not where the kayak is.
He carries a bag with him, Mr. Adventure, and he's like Felix the cat because he pulls shit out of there, like shovels and parachutes. She goes, I don't even know how Mr. Adventure packs this bag because there's so much crap in there. So she, for like 55 minutes, she kayaks, and her arms are killing her because she kayaks to wherever Mr. Adventure is. Then she gets, and depending on who the person is, like her friend Jill was like on a surfboard paddling.
Yeah, the paddle boards, now they stand up paddling and surfing. I don't know what that is either. But
Beth doesn't want to do that. She kayaks. Okay, so she kayaks to wherever Mr. Adventure is. Then she gets out. Mr. Adventure ties a parachute to her. And then she has to, the parachute fills up with air, the wind takes the parachute, so it's almost pulling Beth into the air. Then she has to do lunges across the beach.
With the parachute?
With the parachute on, it offers resistance. I go, aren't lunges hard enough? Why does
Without a parachute?
I go, the parachute's a gimmick because I said, just do a bunch of lunges, you'll be fucking sore. What do you need a parachute? So Mr. Adventure does that. And Beth's complaining the whole time, but meanwhile, she loves it.
Of course. She keeps going back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She complains the whole time. And then Mr. Adventure pulls out a shovel out of the bag, and he tells her to dig a hole.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Something she would never do.
Right. But it's exercise.
But Mr. Adventure says dig a hole.
And then you're in the middle of, right. If I said go dig a hole in the backyard because we need it, she won't do it. But then Mr. Adventure tells her then, like in the middle of digging a hole, go, okay, drop your shovel and do 50 push-ups or something, something crazy like that. Fucking nuts.
That sounds ridiculous.
And she comes home, she goes,
where are they by the time this is all over? In China?
And then she has to kayak back to the car. I mean, I said to her, why don't you just get a landscaping job? Who needs Mr. Adventure? Make some money at this. Why do we have to pay Mr. Adventure? If
you can get a foreman to tell you to dig a hole.
Yeah, right. Oh, there are tons of guys by my house digging holes all day long.
Go over there and dig a hole.
Funny thing is, they're all fat because they drink.
Well, anyway, so So now I'm in the water and I'm dragged to this ladder and I'm not being able to get up on the ladder so I can, because the kayak is still upside down.
Right.
So finally, these people who were pulling in on their boat looked at us and said, do you need some help? And so again, another rescue. These people pulled up their boat. They said, get her over here. She can climb up on this ladder. And they took me up on their boat for a little while. And they were like, are you okay? And they gave me some water. And we tipped over the kayak. So it's right side up again. And then they said, can we just take you back to your house on the boat? And I go, no, because I was really enjoying myself.
So you went back in the kayak?
I got back in the kayak. And off we went again.
Wow. You need Mr. Adventure. Mr. Adventure.
I have my own adventures. I don't need him.
Then Beth set up a whole Mr. Adventure session for Molly, because she's in pretty good shape, Jimmy's girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
And Jimmy's girlfriend never woke up for Mr. Adventure, so Beth ended up going with another friend.
Oh, you're kidding. Yeah. She did. She stayed in bed?
Yeah, and I'm like, don't go to Mr. Adventure, because the next 3 days are miserable after a Mr. Adventure session. There's no love making. There's nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mr. Adventure's not good for you.
No. I'm thinking of putting my foot down and
ending Mr. Adventure
bullshit.
Stuff.
Yeah. Mr. Adventure. I was actually thinking of trying a Mr. Adventure, but then I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to get through it. And I'd have some sort of heart attack.
That'd be embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, because you know what? You don't need to work out that hard. That's crazy.
Well, apparently you do, to look like Mr. Adventure.
Or to look like Beth.
Yeah.
Right. No. I don't need to look that good. Sean, you're on the air. Welcome. We're here live.
Good morning, Howard.
Hey, now.
I would not let my wife go to some handsome, ripped flag dude more than once if she came home not ready to give it up, because...
Well, you know what? Oddly enough, I don't have enough control. I don't have any control over Beth, and that's sort of the way a marriage is supposed to be. You're not supposed... I hung up on that guy because, again, a bad connection.
Bad connection, yeah.